Hello, welcome back to Scale Modelling Cafe and welcome to this week's update. As you can see, I've had a bit of a rearrange. So the red toolboxes are back. And I know some of you have been weirdly clamouring for the red toolboxes, but they're back. I've got a new table, and so it's much bigger, and I thought I'd do a bit of a rearrange and ready and raring to go to start the new project, which is this. So more of that in a moment, but channel update then. The Atom paint test with the Ammo by MiG 17 is ready to go. So that's edited, narration done, 3 takes, uploaded, and the first part of that, which deals with the cockpit and construction, I've combined them. Focusing on the Atom paints painting the cockpit and the construction's a bit like a build review type thing. So that goes live on Sunday, and then Sunday week will be the conclusion, part 2 of the that which is dealing with just the painting and weathering, again using the Atom paints. So those of you who've been living under a rock and who don't know, Atom is the new paint range from Ammo by MiG. It's acrylic. It's lovely stuff actually. Sprays really nicely. So if you are an acrylic user, then definitely check that out. If you're like me, pretty much primarily lacquer based, then it's worth still checking out the video, not least for the MiG-17 review bit of it, but also maybe you're thinking of changing to acrylic, maybe you want to try them out, something like that. So useful for all, I think. Right, so that was that. Other things on the channel then. So last night I was with Alex of Man's Model Moments, and he does a live YouTube blah every week, every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, so in the evening, 2000 UK time, which obviously for me is very, very late. Now, because I've been on this course, I actually had today off. I'm filming this on Thursday, but it's going to go on Friday. So I had the opportunity of a bit of a lie-in. Normally I'd be up at 0500. So starting at 2200 for a couple of hours is not conducive at all. So I've been able to take part. However, this week the planets aligned and I could. So I'm on there. We have a great chat. Focusing, try to pick a topic. Topic was realism, and we explore that. And then, but we talk about all sorts of different things. And then a couple of the other guys come in a little bit later on towards the end, and the chat is a little bit more generic. But something to stick on in the background while you're whittling away. You might want to listen to that. So go and check out Man's Model Moments. And it's the live stream from yesterday, so Wednesday, as I film this. So 2 days ago when you watched this. I'd like to do more of that sort of thing, but obviously it's not really conducive to my kind of schedule being on a Wednesday. But maybe I can do something and maybe get some other content creators, and if I can work out how to do it and do it live over the weekend, that'd be quite nice. But I need to explore that. Right, project. The project is right behind me. It's here. It's the Trumpeter Fulmer. I'm going to leave it there because I've not started it yet. I filmed yesterday. I filmed the part 1, so the introduction to the project. That's already been uploaded to YouTube, so that'll be in 2 weeks on Sunday after the MiG is finished. That'll go up, and I'm hoping by the time part 1 goes up, I may have even finished the project. So I'm going to launch into that as soon as I finished here. It's I've been looking forward to do this a long time. What's delayed me starting is getting hold of the Edward photo etch for it. That arrived, that was waiting for me when I got back home from Ramadan, obviously then 5 weeks off, and I've been away on this course and blah 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 blah, but I'm ready to start now. Other extras I've got in there, got a few other bits and pieces, including some Sea Fury wheels. That sounds a bit weird, but all will become clear when you watch the video. So looking forward to starting that in approximately 20 minutes time. Right, lots of news because I've not done kind of a weekly update for a long time. No new kit announcements, but there's quite a few kits that we know have been coming, are about to or have just hit the market. So I'm going to run down them. Right, Magic Factory's A4M in 48 scale is out. It's available around the bazaars. It might not be exactly available exactly where you are, but if not, it'll be a week or two because it's just about it's with the distributors, put it that way. So that's Tiger Hobbies in the UK. They popped up on the chat on my Facebook page when I shared their post that it was out in the UK, and I just put a comment that for a kit of that sort of size and stature and everything, I thought $59.99 was quite dear, quite expensive. I think if you're going to do it with all the panels open, which you can do, so the nose is hinged in two parts and, there's lots of detail and stuff like that, then I think that's not too bad. It's expensive, but it's not too bad. But, for myself, I wouldn't want to do that. I'd want to do it all buttoned up. And I think a Skyhawk at 60 quid is, for me, to do it like that is, it's a little bit too much. So I won't be getting one. However, it may well be quite popular. We shall have to wait and see. Rather confusingly, on the box, it says 2-in-1. And because they did the dual boxing of the Corsair, people have assumed there's two Skyhawks in that box too. Well, there isn't. There's only one. So there we are. And then I had a comment. I'm not gonna name him on here, but I had a comment on one of my videos about the clear prop Sky Shark, which is £70. And did I feel that was too expensive? And my reply did not satisfy the respondent. My reply was along the lines of, and this applies to all manufacturers, and in this case, Clearprop for their Sky Shark, when setting an RRP, they will look at the market, they'll look at how many models based on their experience do they think they'll sell at particular price points, and I'm sure they plot it on a graph and costings and blah blah blah, and they work out how many kits at a particular price that they need to sell in order to make a profit, and that profit will get ploughed back into the business and expand the range, and they can invest in tooling and design for the next kits. And they've come up with, for the Sky Shark, £70. Now, they could have priced it at £10, and they go, right, well, we're gonna sell 10 times as much, but that's not enough at that level of sale, at that price point, to make a profit. So they're not going to do it. And they've, all these companies are trying to hit the sweet spot of price versus sales. I mean, they could, the analogy I use is you could sell maybe 10 kits at £10 and 10 kits at £100. What is going to make the most profit? It's going to be the one kit at £100, because, that's 90% of the tooling of the plastic saved, packaging, decals, blah 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 blah. The costs and much lower, and the margin is much higher, but they might only sell one at that price point. But it's better for business. So there's some sort of graph, I'm sure. I mean, I don't do marketing at all, but I'm sure that they explore sales, price, plot it on a graph. They know their costs, and that's how they decide it. And this chap said that in his opinion, £50 would be a fairer price. Well, if they sold it at £50, they're going to make a loss that they think, their projections. So they're not going to do it. And my view is, if you can afford to spend £50 on a Sky Shark, you can afford to spend £70 on a Sky Shark in pure kind of, money terms. Because £50 is expensive. But £70 is not much more, when you consider other hobbies and whatever. But this chap was not satisfied with that, and was quite snappy in his response, and I just haven't responded again. That's my opinion. That's how I think these companies set an RRP, and it's market forces. At the end of the day, if you don't want to spend £70 on a clear prop Sky Shark in 48th scale, then don't buy it. If you really, really want a state-of-the-art 48th scale Sky Shark on your shelf, then you're going to have to pay £70 for it. And it's entirely up to you. These companies are not running charities so you can have cheaper kits. They're a business. They're out to make money. They're out to make a profit that they can then put that profit back into the business to fund R&D and producing more kits and pay their workforce. That is it. Bit of a rant there, isn't it? I should do a separate video on that, shouldn't I? Right, there we go. So, right, okay, I kind of digressed a little bit on that one, but there we are. The Magic Factory A4M Skyhawk is out now. Right, I've mentioned this one already. I mentioned this one in my last video I did, the one when I was in the really nice hotel in Dammam. The Trumpeter Battle and the Trumpeter Barracuda in 48 scale. And at the, the Key Model World Live blah at the NEC in the UK, the big modelling event, all sorts of genres of modelling, remote control, trains, and our plastic modelling hobby. Pocket Bond, which are the UK importer for Trumpeter, Hobby Boss, Isle of Kit, blah, 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 blah. They had on display sprue shots of the Battle and a Barracuda in 48 scale. Now, I didn't know the Barracuda was coming. We knew the Battle was coming. But the fact that there's sprue shots in the country tells me that actually that is quite, both of those kits are quite close. Now, it's Trumpeter, so the alarm bells have been sounding about accuracy. British subjects with Trumpeter Hobby Boss have been a bit hit and miss. Some of them are quite good. This Fulmer is quite good. There's issues with it, but in my view, not deal breakers. For example, the canopy isn't square enough. It should be like a rounded square in the top corner on the pilot sliding canopy. It's too rounded. For example, that's a difficult one to fix. So I'm just going to live with it. Could get a vac form canopy, but I'm sorry, life's too short. I'll stick with the one in the kit. For example, the 48 scale Hurricane, that's a really good kit. It's not as good as the Armour Hobby kit, but then it's 2/3 the price, so you pays your money. But the Defiant is rubbish, accuracy-wise, compared to the Airfix kit, for example. So who knows what we're going to get? Are we going to get the A team, or are we going to get the D team? We shall find out. The classic airframes, obviously, Battle is long in the tooth. That had major accuracy issues. And there is resin correction sets for the nose and the tail and things. So if you've got a classic airframes kit in your stash with those resin corrective sets, don't be too much in a rush to whack it on eBay. You may be needing those accuracy bits and pieces. We shall see. As for the Barracuda, who knows? They tend to pork up Fleet Aeron subjects more than RAF subjects, but we'll wait and see. We'll just have to see when it comes out. So that's those two. Okay, I've mentioned ClearPop already. Their i16 in 48 scale is out now. The Type 5, so the earliest one, it's got the one with the enclosed canopy, 2 boxings, both Spanish in there. That will be a beautiful kit. Obviously, I built the 72nd kit on the channel, a tiny thing, and it was just beautiful. So I get really good vibes for the 48 scale kit. Am I going to get one? I don't think I am, purely because I'm trying to limit my purchasing of new kits. I really want to kind of hold off. I'm building up a stash out here. I don't like that. I don't like having a stash. I've done a separate video on the stash. And I really do want to plow into some of these. I've got the Fulmer to do. Then I've got 32nd scale Spitfire conversion to do. I've got some 109s. I've got a Tempest. I've got a P39. I've got a Wildcat. I've got a Sea Hurricane. I've got a B25. All just sat up there, boots on. All just sat up there ready to go. And that's going to take me till the rest of the year. There's other kits I want to get that are ahead of that one. But yeah, if you found a Spanish Civil War, World War II Soviet, blah, 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 I highly recommend that kit. And I'm saying that without even seeing it, just based on the 72nd one. It's going to be beautiful, I'm sure. Also, they've announced a 48 scale E2839, the Whittle Aerplane. A few of you have mentioned how beautiful the 72nd scale kit was. Well, they've expanded it. There's test shots there that are out. And yeah, that is going to be lovely as well. And because there's test shots out, I don't imagine that's too far off. So yeah, well done, ClearPop. Under the cosh, obviously, over there. Staying in Ukraine, or as what was the bloke who narrated The World at War? The very famous Shakespearean actor. It's completely gone out of my head. Someone will put it in the comments below, I'm sure, if it doesn't come into my head. Anthony Quayle. When he was narrating World at War, he go, "Oh, Klein!" in some weird accent, which always made me smile. But anyway, sticking with Ukraine, Dora wings, the MS-406 in 48 scale and the 172nd scale Norseman are both out now. And I'm sure both are going to be great. I've never built a Dora wings kit, bit like I've never built an ICM kit, and also I've got the I-153 in the stash, which I really, really want to do quite soon. But I've just reeled off a big long list, didn't I? And I'd love to do both of those. I visited Poland in Ramadan a few weeks ago, and yeah, I quite fancy the 406 in that sort of French/Polish markings. That would be quite cool. Or Finnish markings. That would be quite cool. And the Norseman would be quite cool as well. So, yeah, exciting stuff coming out of Dora at the moment. And obviously they got the 48 scale, or is it 70? No, it's 48 scale, isn't it? Beaver coming at some point. So, yeah, Dora going from strength to strength. Right, Edward, P51B and 48 scale, that's out now. Some builds are starting to appear on Facebook and no doubt will be appearing on YouTube interfrastically. So that looks really cool. They've just opened up pre-orders for the 72nd scale P51D, which I am going to get, even though I've got the 48 scale Royal Class in the stash and it's been there ever since that got released. God, I just wish I had more time for modelling, I really do. But yeah, really excited to see the 72nd one, and it's the markings in there. I've got that one. I can't remember what fighter group it is now, but the one with the red nose with the blue diamonds on the front. I really want to do that one. I really want to do that one in 48 scale as well. But yeah, so I'm really pleased that appears in it, and yeah, looking forward to seeing those. And their newsletter comes out, I think, tomorrow. In English, so it'd be interesting to see what appears in there, see if we've got any more granularity on the P40s when we might see the first one of those. Okay, so that's that. Right, the last one I want to finish off then is the Border model 1/35th scale Spitfire 5B. Bit controversial, judging by some of the chat on the Facebook page. Now, I did a whole video on 1/35th scale aeroplanes and what Border are doing. I like it. I haven't done one yet, but I really quite fancy that FW190 actually. But yeah, I think it's a good idea. And at the end of the day, it's just choice. No one's forcing you to buy it. If you vehemently disagree with the idea of 1/35th scale aeroplanes, then fair enough. That's your opinion. Don't buy it. But clearly plenty of people are buying them because they keep producing the kits. And I really want to get one at some point. Like I say, probably the FW190, maybe even the 109. Now I've got my silhouette cutter and I can print my own markings. But it looks like the Spitfire is based on the Trumpeter Hobby Boss Spitfire 5B, which is completely balked, in my opinion. And just looking at the sprue shots, Andy from Andy's Hobby Headquarters has done a sprue tour of the kit, and definitely looks like that they haven't corrected things. So the fuselage of a Spitfire is obviously it's curved at the top, and then it's a bit of a horseshoe shape, so it kind of pinches in and it comes back in. Well, that it's just slab sided on this kit, which means when you look at the instrument panel and the cockpit frames, it just looks really odd because you've got the curve at the top and then it just comes straight down and then it's kind of squared off at the bottom. Yeah, very, very strange looking. And it kind of, I'm sure that throws the windscreen out because it has done on the Trumpeter and Hobby Boss kits. There's errors in the wing bulges on the wings, and blah 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 blah, which is such a shame because I quite like the idea of 35th as a scale, and it would have been nice to have a Spitfire. In fact, I probably would have got that. Normally, accuracy doesn't really bother me that much if I can't see it. If it takes someone to point it out to me, and I go, oh yeah, that for me doesn't cross that threshold of thou shalt not buy it. But when it, to my eye, when it looks weird from my eye, like the Spitfire does, then it's a no. The classic is the Hong Kong models 32nd scale Mosquito, which looks like a cartoon. It's utterly ridiculous, that thing. So like I say, if I can see it, then it's going to be a no. And unfortunately, that Border model Spitfire 5B for me is a very definite no. But it's because the accuracy issues and it looks a bit silly rather than 35th as a kind of I was going to say dogmatic. That's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. It's accuracy issues rather than scale 35th. What are they doing 35th aeroplanes? Blah. That's that. Qatari are doing a Spitfire 5 series, starting with the 5A. No idea when that's coming out. I'm going to pass on the 5A. I don't really like Spitfires with the A-wing. I don't mind the Spitfire Mark 1. It's classic Battle of Britain blah, isn't it? But for me, a Spitfire 5's got to be a B or a C. And yeah, really looking forward to getting that kit at some point. Hopefully tropical, so I can do a Malta aeroplane. That's what I'd really want to do. If it doesn't come with the Vokes filter, then yeah, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Don't know. Maybe I'll wait to see if someone does a 3D printed replacement or something, or maybe they'll do one. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. Right. So yeah, quite a lot of news then, because I've been away for a little while. I'm hoping you like the new kind of angle that I've got. I've actually closed the curtain here because strangely it's sunny. It's been like really bad weather and thunderstorms for the last sort of 5 or 6 days out here. Yeah, the one day I want to do some filming, it's kind of the sun is streaming in. So I've shut the curtain there. But I hope you like the new angle. Gives you a bit of an idea of the kind of setup on the bench. You might just be able to see in shot here. That's the camera mount, which I've just got to repair. Yeah, let me know in the feedback if you like the new angle. I think it's better than just staring at a blank wall. No idea where I'm going to put up the kind of thumbnail things in the corner. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just blank me out and have a full page. I don't know. I'll have to play that with the editing. Well, you would have seen what I do anyway. Yeah, idiot Jamie. Right, there we go. I'm going to leave it there. So I'm going to get this edited, uploaded, and then I'm going to crack on with this little fella. Really looking forward to ploughing into that, and especially the painting and weathering. That's going to be really, really cool. And yeah, look out for the MiG-17 and the Atom paint test part 1 that's coming this Sunday. And yeah, go and check out my conversation with Alex from Man's Model Moments if you've got a couple of hours and you just want a bit of background noise. Right, there we are. Okay, thanks very much, everyone. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.